here I am. Okay, well, here we go. So we've got a couple of things. I'm going to use this one too, even though it is the new moon in Pisces is coming up soon. Hi, it's me, Lisa, from Lady Norway Energy Healing, coming at you from her healing space. She's got a new angle, new and exciting stuff happening. Going to be doing some more tarot card readings, doing some more meditation stuff. Been working on some stuff for my blog, and it's coming up, so stay tuned, keep connected, and watch for new and exciting things coming out. So we are heading into the Pisces new moon on the 10th of March, which happens to be my mom's birthday. Unfortunately, she passed away 2019, but yes, it's her birthday, so it's a interesting that it's tied to that it's her actual, my mom's birthday. That has to do a lot for me with the healing process that I'm going through. We had, I'm not sure how it affects. Oh, this is on the bottom, so that's interesting. I just saw that and I thought, a fiery climax approaches. This is a full moon in Aries, but not that it's the full moon in Aries, but it is the new moon in Pisces. But anyway, that deck is pretty cool because it can sort of, even though it's not actually that moon, it's still relevant. And yeah, anyway, so back to what I was saying about my healing process. Being that I lost both my parents like back to back, like 10 months apart. You know, it's a process that that sort of like activated a healing sort of process for me. You know, sometimes things are just so rough and they just rattle your world, and they just sort of, you know, there's certain things that you just realize that you just don't want to do anymore. It's like you don't want to have certain things in your life. You don't want to do certain things. You don't want to put up with certain, you know, the way that you feel about yourself and how, you know, people, situations and people and circumstances in your life make you kind of, you know, you start to recognize when things happen like that, when you're kind of jolted into, you know, recognizing that life is just too short, and you know, you just don't have time for certain things anymore, and you just realize that. And so this new moon in Pisces is the beginning of something new, like new dreams, new possibilities for your life and for whatever it is that you're doing. You know, for myself, it's like, you know, having kind of like certain things that I've had sort of on the back burner percolating. You know, I've maybe planted those seeds, but like subconsciously, like, or in the 5D maybe. And then now it's sort of coming into the 3D. I think this is what this moon is about. Basically, anything that you want to create energy, like if you, whatever it is that you want to create, and being that it's in Pisces, and then that's the beginning of the eclipse season. It's going to be opening up sort of like a port, like, you know, eclipses are like portals, energy portals, so they sort of open up a cycle. And this new moon in Pisces is going to be, you know, it's probably going to be 6 months. I think it's September 17th and 18th. There's going to be a, I think it's a, well, Pisces lunar, yeah, it's a lunar eclipse in Pisces in September. So that's 6 months. So it's not like all of a sudden, you know, there's this eclipse, it's like boom, that day it happens, but it'll kind of get the ball rolling for whatever that may be. And to receive those gifts, those downloads, call them whatever you want, those ideas, those sparks, for it's the energies that will to help things grow and expand in your life. So whatever it is that is for you, be be aware of what you're thinking about and how you're being and what you want and stuff, because you're thinking like whatever that is, it's going to possibly bring that into existence, right? So you got to be really mindful of what you're thinking and what you're saying to yourself and others. And like we had a full moon in Virgo at the end of February. We had that extra day, we had that leap year. For me, it was kind of like recognizing time is, it's not like time is of the essence, but we're only given a limited time here on this earth, and why not make the best of the time that we have here? And whatever that looks like for you, be it with your, family members, your friends, your lovers, co-workers, whatever that, animals, whatever these people, the things that are important to you, like let them know that, make it known that you love people and that they love you and all that stuff. It's really important. The equinox is coming up on the 19th of March. That happens to be my son's birthday. So, there's these big pinnacle things, like there's all this stuff, and people could say like, oh, it's just a date, it's just a time, it doesn't matter. That sounds crazy, like skeptical, thinking that there's no gifts or messages or things aren't happening for a reason. And I feel like it is very, very fated, very destined on my journey, wherever I'm heading. It's all part of it. So, yeah, and so that means that that's the equinox. So the same amount of light as we do, the same amount of dark. So that's kind of cool. And the new energies will be moving from Pisces into Aries, and then Aries is all about this here, the fire. It's not necessarily about the full moon in Aries, but just that energy is going to be like action oriented. It's the beginning of the astrological wheel, and now this is where we'll be coming out of winter and into spring. So there's that cycle, that cyclical sort of like the seasons within yourself, sort of running your, that's how we kind of, our systems and our bodies and the way that we are here on in this incarnation. It's about that. It's cyclical. Chiron is in conjunction with the North Node. It still is. I think it's slowly moving away from, they're moving away from one another. So things, any of those things, like this energy is about jumping in, going for it, doing something new, birthing something new, getting excited, having your dreams come to fruition, all that jazz. And then there's this little bit of like, okay, you get there, and then you're like, there's this hesitation, and that's Chiron doing his thing. And it can be a little bit less, you could have some lack of confidence, maybe some doubts. So it's this push-pull thing. And definitely Chiron and the North Node, we've got your wound in this lifetime with that's your Chiron. And then you've got the North Node, which is basically your purpose, your North Star, like where you go and what your soul's mission is in this lifetime. It's kind of it's a lot of energy, and it's can be something hard to kind of navigate. And but it is slowly moving away. They are slowly moving away from one another. So I think what's happening too with this is now it's just going to be, those things are going to be clearer. If there has been some no clarity, or if there's been some things where you haven't been able to kind of like make a decision or like launch something, or feel confident about doing something that you're working on. I think this is going to as it goes along, and as we get to the equinox and then into Aries, it's just gonna get easier. That's what it seems like anyway. And then also going into, we've got the Libra lunar eclipse. That's coming up on the 25th of March. So, what's happening with this eclipse that's coming up on the 10th, that's the start, and then it's going to go into this full moon lunar eclipse in Libra, which is the south node. That's where the south node is, hence the reason why the eclipses are happening where they are. So, you know, that's going to be also to do with this new moon stuff. And I think this new moon is also about releasing the things that we've come to this point with, and that we're not quite 100%, like there still might be those little hangers-oners, you know. That's what this will also be. So it's like a new moon, but it's also kind of like a full moon too, being that it's the eclipse. So there'll be that moment, you know, maybe that'll be that final last cut of some things that you just no longer want to take with you as you head down this journey, this, you know, this destined, you know, your soul's path, your soul's journey, or whatever. That can be part of it. But when it comes to like Libra, we're talking about partnerships, relationships, you know, me versus we. That's the Aries Libra axis, the south node, north node, right? And it can be about, you know, soulmates, business partners, relationships, partnerships, connections, you know, community. Like maybe you'll really be building your tribe. You'll really start to get into touch with people that get you, or you get them, and you really feel like your soul is sort of directing you. Powerful shift by the time we come up to the full moon, the lunar eclipse. So just go with the flow, because Pisces is the energy of the soul, right? And Pisces is the last house in the astrological wheel, which is all about, you know, sort of endings, and then Aries is about beginnings. Things that you have going on and that you've, you know, that are in motion that you don't see will definitely start to be coming, and you'll be bringing it into your 3D reality. Very excited about that. And so, yeah, that's what's going on there. So, you know, I'm gonna leave this one out just because I think it's, you know, it was neat. It kind of showed up when I was talking about the moon there at the bottom. So a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. I'll have to read it out of the book because, you know, there is some good little key points in there. So we'll just pull one more card from the Moon Oracle. Yeah, so I'm just seeing this different angle here. It's not too shabby. Get to see the shuffling and the cards. And then, yeah, get to see me too. We'll see how it goes. If I'm, you know, liking it, might do it again. If not, might not. Who knows? It's a my life. It's a my life. It's a my life. My life. I don't know where that came from. So we'll just say this is for, my screen keeps going black on my screen, but I'm noticing it's not going black in the recording. So if you just see me reaching for this every once in a while, that is why. And yes. Okay. So I just need another card for this little reading about the new moon in Pisces, beginning of the eclipse. Thank you. Oh, look at that. And that is, you know, it's incredible how things just come up. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Now, you know, obviously it's not the full moon in Capricorn, just like it's not the full moon in Aries, but these are relevant. You know, what they've got to say can be relevant. But there's the big, you know, there's some full moons. I mean, really, like, I think about full moon energy, like it's here. Like I was saying with the eclipse, the new moon coming up here on the 10th in a couple of days. This is, you know, it's part of this full moon is going to be a big part of that too. The lunar eclipse for activation, because that's always eclipses, activation, baby. So we'll just take a little, this is like some pink tourmaline that I got at a market or something, but this is the old Lifruma. So my ancestor deck, I call it my ancestor deck just because it is based in my lineage, ancestry, Scandinavian. Some of the words I can't pronounce. I try and I totally hack it up, so I'll do my best to see what if it comes up and I can pronounce it. I'll try not to butcher it too much. But let's see what the old ancestors want to tell us about this new moon coming up and the eclipse season starting, and do we need to anything that we need to know, or you know, is this what? Oh, 2 cards. Thank you, ancestors. Beautiful. Let's put this here. So we have Oz, God, mouth. I don't know, can you see that? And there's like the symbol. Sounds found deep in every cell call out, forcing the source of the God voice of the earth's breast to burst and release. Each atom an unhatched cosmic egg of unmatched mystical potential. To rise up is to speak up, to give song to ancestral codes of healing nestled in all of our vessels of the world's soul. Galder your best life. Reach forward and commune. That you can't make this stuff up, okay? Beautiful. So that's number 4. That's a 4 card, and 4's, yeah, that's about changes and stuff, isn't it? Perfect, perfect, perfect. You can't ask for it better. That's sort of the energies, right? That's the energies. And then this is like, that's very like light, and then this is a little bit dark. This is a little darker of a card. And this is night. Night, turn dark, inner troll. Darkness, like a mood, falls suffocating as it engulfs all emotions, rupturing their splendor, shading all with the heavy hues of futility. A sudden compression that should be a lesson in depression, but isn't. It loathes and demeans our dreams, not just yours, but those of others. Our inner trolls pose challenges, blocking our bridges out of the doldrums. Evoke the resolve from the lands of the midnight sun. Light will return and dissolve the darkness. So never, never worry about that. That there, you know, every night has its dawn, right? Is that like every rose has its thorn? I was just thinking of that song. I can't remember who it's by, but don't quote me. Yeah, just like every rose has its thorn, just like every night has its dawn. I'll spare you the rest of it. Okay, back to this. So interesting, light and dark, the balance, the yin and yang, masculine and feminine, you know, just the balance. This is what this is saying to me, how it is like this is coming up. And then I was talking about those energies basically of like, yes, I'm going for it, but oh no, I don't know. What are people going to think? What are people going to say? Like, I don't know if I can do this, all that stuff. But it's basically just saying like, go for it, rise up, is to speak up, to give song to ancestral codes of healing nestled in all of our vessels of the world soul. And that's talking about, you know, think about Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius, and those Aquarius themes of like, just like, go for it. And like Aquarius is like, just do it. I know it's going to be okay. Like, I just know it's going to be okay. And then this little inner troll will go. So that is very interesting. And let's have a little angel oracle. We'll do a little Kyle Gray angel oracle. Say, what do the angels want to say about this? You know, you can ask them, what do they want us to know? What do they want us to know for our highest good and for the highest good of all in this new moon in Pisces coming up, starting the eclipse season? Oh, hello. Oh, romance and connection. Well, that's interesting too, because that is talking like what I was saying about Pisces the new moon in Pisces starting the eclipse season, and then having the lunar eclipse in Libra, talking about how, you know, what do you want to have in your connections, if it is about your romance or your romantic connections or your partnerships or connections that you have with people. But in romance and connection, I mean, this is where this new moon can actually start off that, like, what do you want to see in your relationships? How do you want them to be? You know, how do you want to feel in them, and what do you want for yourself and for others? And you know, there's a definitely, you know, it might be an activation there too for your relationships. Or if you're not in a relationship, maybe this is when that, you know, talking about the soulmate energy and the beginnings of relationships and things that you've dreamt about, like say you want to meet somebody, now would be the time. These energies, you know, are ripe for that. So interesting. And then I'm going to take a little, this little deck. I've had it forever, but I'm going to pull a couple tarot cards here. I'll take those. That's 4. I think I can manage that. We've got the Hanged Man. Oh, maybe I can. We got the Hanged. We've got the Hanged Man. We've got the Emperor. We've got the Ten of Swords. That old Ten of Swords, that looks pretty brutal, hey, poor guy. But, you know, the Ten of Swords, that could be what we're, you know, that last little bit of whatever it is that we don't want to take forward with us. That's what that is. And then we have the Six of Wands, which is victory, right? And we'll just have a little look-see. And underneath of there is the Five of Cups. So, the Hanged Man, I guess it's all about, like, you know, maybe looking at things differently. I don't know if it's about maybe being stuck. It could be about being stuck in some type of something that you don't know how to get out of, or, you know, you're not sure if it's what you want to do anymore. It's that decision-making process, you know, that you know, making something come into reality, into your 3D, and you know, feeling like you've had this thing and you're pushing it out there, and then it's like, I don't know if that's what I want to do anymore. I don't know if that's what I need to do anymore, or maybe it has to be done differently or whatever, but then you're kind of stuck because you think, oh my gosh, I've got to do this, but really maybe it's about pivoting. You know, being able to still do it, but just in a different way, and have it be different or look different. That's kind of maybe what that is. And then we've got the Emperor. The Ten of Wands. See, this ten of Swords is just that it's, you know, the good thing is that it, you know, around the corner it's things are going to get better. It can only go up from here. So, and that's the way I think it is too, is I'm feeling that it is that last little bit of stuff that you have to get rid of. That's it there. And the six of Wands is victory. And, you know, this could be about, you know, the Emperor could be about, you know, depends on, it's just the energy. But, you know, with Aries, coming into Aries season, that's very much masculine, fiery energy, right? It's about action. It's about action. It's about going for it, you know, without having any fear. Could be about a person in your life, someone that is like an emperor, or it could be yourself, you know, part of yourself that's going to, you know, sort of, maybe you're going to adopt that type of energy, the Emperor, you know. It could very well be that. So I'm going to check this out. I'm going to grab this little book because I just like to have a little peeky at it because it's this little book that comes with this tarot and it's quite cute. Okay, so I'm going to read the full moon in Aries just because. And full moon in Aries. It's time to see if you've been a little too much. If it's been a little too much me lately. There's a tug of war going on between what you want and what someone else wants. But you have to wait a little while to see what's going to happen next. As you wait, ask yourself if you've been handling the situation as sensitively as you could have done. If you know deep down that you've been a little rash or harsh, gone too fast or overstepped the mark, then accept that on some level you've created the situation for yourself, which means you can create your way out of it as well. See, there is always a way to pivot and move into something, like even if you think, oh, this was the way it should have been, or this is how I said I was going to do it and it didn't work out, you can still pivot. It says when this card comes up, a peak is coming and it could be fiery. Be nice, be kind, smile and be polite as you navigate to where you want to be. So be nice. A little bit of kindness doesn't hurt anyone. Being assertive is good, just don't ride roughshod over anyone. If you're in a tense situation, meditate your way to peace. Very important. Don't be a baby. Sorry, but this could be the issue. Yeah, it's a little bit harsh, but I'm sure that's not what anyone wants to hear in a situation when you're feeling you just want to get validated or whatever. Don't be a baby. Yeah, you don't want to hear that. But anyway, so it says here the teaching, the full moon in Aries is a super fiery time when emotions can run very high. On the upside, there's excitement about what may lie ahead, but tempers are likely to flare with rash comments and or decisions. No matter when you pull this card, it signals that the situation has just or is just about to come to a peak, perhaps in a rather heated way. There could be a price to pay if you have been too competitive or too blunt. Okay. Good little tip. Good little tip there. And full moon in Capricorn. And so that's interesting that it's about a tough cycle, end of a tough cycle. That's good news. Yeah, so end of a tough cycle. How hard are you willing to work for what you want? This card is a reminder that that effort is required. Work issues may be about to come to a head when this card comes up. If you're wondering if you should stay in your job or leave, this card could be a strong sign to make an exit. The end of a rough time is forecast. This card also asks you to consider how ambitious you are and whether you're prepared to pull out all the stops to make your professional dreams come true without being ruthless. With a love question, this card can be a call to face reality. Whatever situation you're asking about, making a plan will help. If your personal life is troubled, prioritize it more. So, release control and trust the universe. A professional project may be ending now. Admit if you've been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed. Find a balance between your personal and private life. You know, easier said than done, but obviously good advice. It's time to stop fearing the worst. Okay, the full moon in Capricorn has a very strong work ethic and energy, and will more than likely come up when you're asking a professional question. If your question is about another matter, it will serve as a much-needed reminder to move through any feelings of hopelessness you may have been feeling about your situation. And this applies to no matter when you draw this card. Making a plan is a far better use of your time. This is all true. So there we go. And so just quickly about these little cute cards. We've got the Hanged Man. It says, rise above material concerns and the way things have always been. So it just says, the Hanged Man says here, rise above material concerns and the way things have always been. Try another avenue, relax and rethink. Keep everything above board. Allow others to change their minds and look at new options. Contemplate, don't agitate. So that could be with your relationships, romantic connections, partnerships, in your community, you know, your tribe, your family. And let's say the Ten of Swords, just quickly here. It's a funny little book. It's just cute. Trouble in personal relationships has been weighing on your mind. Your ability to solve problems can be determined only when you apply what you know and feel. What you know and feel. Your ability to solve problems can be determined only when you apply what you know and feel. So it's about being authentic too, right? And going with what feels right, and not what, you know, necessarily what people think is right for you. Do what you feel is right for you. The Emperor, number 6. I'm sorry. It's not number 6. Like Roman numerals, it's not number 6. Okay. It's a bit dyslexic here. Number 4. Play by the rules and don't take shortcuts. Use common sense when managing your resources. Emperor, yeah. Now is the time to get organized and make plans. Careful use of logic and reason will deliver success. Careful use of logic and reason will deliver success. And the Six of Wands. Six of Wands. Competition brings out the best in you. Don't be afraid to ask some questions. Apologies are in the stars. And yet, if we look, there's this book here I've been kind of into recently. It's by Teresa Reed, the Tarot Lady. The Cards You're Dealt. I kind of like her spin on stuff. It's different. It's got a different, you know, it's basically when, you know, when you're dealing with a health crisis or there's some stuff going on in your family, and it's a different, this is a very good book. I recommend it. But I'm going to look at the wands here. I just want to see what it says. See, this is what it says about health. It says the Six of Wands is one of the best cards to see in a reading about health. It means victory or a healing. So this is about a healing, you know? And that makes more sense. That resonates more with me anyway, like the way this is kind of what it does. But I mean, the little saying from that book might resonate with you too. I don't know. It says you've come to the end of the journey with flying colors, success at last. A support team is by your side. Good news, you're riding high. The Six of Wands can also indicate taking the lead in a situations. Others may depend on you, and you won't let them down. If you're put in charge, you will do the right thing. Your future looks optimistic. You're going in the right direction. You're in harmony with your surroundings. All is well. Taking the high road. Now, I've had my share of high road, taking the high road in my life. And sometimes I haven't taken the high road. And sometimes I feel like I don't want to take the high road. But from experience, it is the better option, taking the high road. So in relationship matters, maybe family matters, business matters, whatever it could be, whatever resonates with you, it could seem like, you know, take the high road. Do the bigger thing, be the bigger person. And as irritating that is, that's sometimes believe me, it's always worth it. So yeah, with that, let's just have one more little thing. Let's see what, this is a nice step. Archangel Michael, what does he say about all this? What does he say about all this? Let's see. grateful. Do, 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 do. I have the Monkeys song, Take the Last Train to Parksville. Is that right? Parksville? Oh, don't quote me. Anyway, I'm so bad. But it's an I'll meet you at the station. Take the last train to Parksville and I'll meet you at the station. Da 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 da. Oh ho ho ho. I don't know why it's in my head, but it's for someone. Okay. Do 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Oh, I got a couple of cards there. They just jumped right out. Jump, jump. Oh, okay. Your vibration is rising. This is a time of great spiritual growth for you. You're evolving to occupy a higher energetic frequency, as we all are. As we all are. And prioritize self-care. You do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. Oh. Well, that's good news too. And that's sort of part of it as well. If you're not filling up your own cup, it's really, really hard to be there for other people. And when it comes to your romantic connections or your connections with people, it is very important to look after self. You need to love yourself so that you can love others. So on that note, there you have it. The little reading for the new moon in Pisces and the start of the eclipse season. It's going to be a wild time. I wish you all the very best. I hope you have a good, fun time putting out whatever it is that you want to put out into the world, because now's the time. And the equinox, happy equinox, happy new moon blessings, all that jazz. And keep an eye out on my website for new stuff that's coming up, ladynorwayenergyhealing.com. And what else? Oh yeah, this YouTube channels. I'm doing stuff. I've been putting new stuff out and doing stuff. So check it out. Subscribe if you'd like, and also like the video so that it can get out there. The more people like it, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz, the more my videos will get out there. See how it goes. Spreading the word of love and light. That's what I'm all about. Okay, ciao for now. Loving ya. Bye. Okay, I think I'm recording. This is the new, no. Hello? Here I am. Am I recording? Yes, I'm recording. Hello. I'm hoping that this doesn't freeze out. But I have this angle and I have this angle. So hopefully it all works out. I'm doing a little reading today. It is what is the date today? The 8th of, oh, it just clicks out. It wants to just click out because I can't do, go a little small, do a little smaller. Let's just get it right, okay? Let's get it right. There. There. How's that going? Still, whatever's there.